All right. I've said before, Chelsea's got the youngest team in the Premier League right now, about 2 years younger than the second youngest. By far would be the youngest team to win the Premier League if it did so. Of course, no one expects that. Liverpool's highly expected to win the Premier League this season. But the point is that they're super, super young. And most of the players, I would say most of the players, not just some of them, have been heavily prematurely criticized. And the good news is this year they're maturing, they're growing, they're improving really quickly, and one by one they're sort of just shutting people up and shutting up the kind of the criticism, busting myths about who they are, what they can do, what they do, and I wanted to run through some fun stats and highlights from recent matches to prove the point. And let me just open the screen. All right. So we're going to start with, I think, the biggest one, Nicolas Jackson, who was probably the most criticized last season. Dramatically criticized. People talk so much smack about him. They didn't see all the great work he was doing, all the tremendous stuff he was doing, and just highlighted some of his obvious misses. Some of his he scored actually a lot of goals and had a lot of assists, but he missed some easy balls, and so people heavily criticized him. Let's run through some of his recent accomplishments. Nico has now scored more Premier League goals than Crespo and Torres did for Chelsea. He is the only striker, aside from Haaland and Watkins, or only player aside from Haaland and Watkins, to have scored more non-penalty goals in the Premier League since the start of last season. So third for that. He's been directly involved in the joint most goals in away games in the Premier League this season, 5+2. And he's also scoring a lot of very early goals. And this is where it gets real interesting. So, I'm missing one, but his shot conversion rate before this weekend was tied with Salah at the top of the Premier League this season, 25%. It's actually gone up slightly, scored again, and went up slightly this weekend. So all the people claiming we need a more clinical striker, there's not a more clinical striker in the Premier League. Literally, there's not a striker that has a better conversion rate on his shots in the Premier League this season. Busting myths there, huh? Enzo Fernandez, heavily criticized for not being the superstar he was supposed to be, not being good, especially I would say by Chelsea fans, let's be honest. He's really come alive recently. Against Leicester, had the most ground duels won in the match, 9. Most chances created, 3. Had a goal, had 2 clearances, and had an interception. He, in his last 5 games for Chelsea and Argentina combined, he's got 1 goal and 6 assists. That was before this weekend. So actually, he's now got 2 goals and 6 assists in 6 games. And this is the real big one against Leicester. He covered more distance than anyone else on the pitch against Leicester. This is what he is. This is considered to be his weakness, that he's not physical enough, doesn't run enough. This is supposed to be his big weakness. And he covered more distance than anyone else on the pitch. That's, and got Man of the Match award. That's, strong improvements, really shutting people up about his physicality and his work rate. Just a couple quick ones. So, there's a lot of Gravenberch, great player, getting a lot of plaudits. Everyone's sort of saying he's the best midfielder in the league this season, and there's obviously arguments to make for that. But looking at these stats for player ratings across the beginning of the season, Caicedo, Moises Caicedo, has the best average rating of every midfielder in the Premier League. He's quietly doing the business, tremendously good, like phenomenally good. Some people say he's been our best player, not even Cole Palmer. But he's not getting all the credit that Gravenberch is getting. He'll get his credit, don't worry. He's getting it in the ratings each game that shows in the average here. This one is just funny. João Felix, he's actually been doing great in the Conference League, and I think he deserves more minutes in the Premier League. It was really fun watching him recently combining with Cole Palmer. That was I think this could be a really effective approach for a lot of matches. So I'm really excited to see this more. But the funny thing here is just that he has more international goals than Vinny Jr. and Foden combined. Yikes! So another big criticism has been that Noni Madueke is selfish. His role is to be someone who goes very direct, who attacks his defender, who tries to make things happen from the wing. That's his role. He is a bit selfish at times on the pitch. He thinks he can do more sometimes than he can do, which leads to not passing sooner. But he is 100% a team player. 100% a team player. He loves when his teammates do well as well. And there's a few slides here for that. This is, a good one. Find someone who looks at you like Noni looks at Cole. Look at this. He's hugging. It's like a romantic comedy. He's hugging him after Cole scored a goal here, and you see him looking at Cole in that picture on the upper right as well. He's just so happy for him. So happy to see Cole score another goal. He's not upset that Cole's getting all the limelight, that Cole's a superstar. He's competitive. He's going to try to do his best and rise up as well. But he's happy for Cole Palmer and his team. And saw this again in the last game when he came on as a sub, came on with a smile, was really positive all the time. And he and Cole Palmer have a great relationship. They've created for more chances than any other pair of teammates in the Premier League so far this season, 17. And Palmer's 4 assists to Madueke is the most of one player, has assisted another player in the Premier League so far this campaign. 3 of those were in one game, though. Cole Palmer, is not underrated at this point, but people last year were calling him a penalty merchant, saying that he was just, living off of penalties, that he would crash this season. He wasn't going to be able to hold that level. Nonsense. He's been directly involved in 47 goals in the Premier League since he started playing for Chelsea. More than any other player. You got the slide on the left and on the right. 47, well above Erling Haaland and Salah's 41, and above Saka and Watkins down at 38. Really phenomenal. I believe this actually was before the weekend, so he got 2 more, and Salah got 2 more. So they sort of left Erling Haaland at third there. So Salah should be at 43 and Cole at 49. He's the second fastest Chelsea player to score 30 Premier League goals. Phenomenal achievement, only behind Hasselbank. Everyone else on this list is a striker. He's not a striker. It's just phenomenal what he's doing. Since he started, his record at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's home base, 23 appearances, 22 goals, and 6 assists. 68 minutes per goal involvement, 67% big chance of conversion. This boy's a superstar. The one thing I think is really getting to a lot of Chelsea fans this year, he's being targeted very heavily, and refs have not been the best at protecting him. That Martinez foul on his knee put him out of training for a week before the Liverpool match. He didn't play 100% against Liverpool after that. He's really he stepped on there, no card. He's really getting hacked at, and it's a bit too much. And I just want to end with one funny video as well. This is hilarious. So We're not going to watch the whole video, but this part here is gold. No teachers had a positive impact on him in school. And they asked what about PE. He said, no, I failed PE. And they asked the written test, because the written portion is like, no, all of it. So, so this kid failed PE. So yeah, some fun stats. Chelsea superstars, young superstars are busting myths already. Get ready. We're going to see a lot more from this young team. Best vibes in the league. They have such good energy with each other. Absolutely love each other. All similar age and just have the same kind of same kind of approach, I would say, to having fun, playing football, and enjoying life, and just a really great team atmosphere. So, see what's coming. We might have something like this for some Salah and Liverpool stats. There's some good ones I've collected, but it's not my team, so maybe I pass it over to Steve Jones.